become a long morning, and then a longer afternoon with dozens of people moving in and out of the house. The coroner will not arrive for nearly 6 hours. He will be alone with my mom's body for only a minute before asking my dad's permission to make an index of all the medications she took. An hour later, I will pass my parents' bathroom and see a cop standing slack-jawed before the open medicine cabinet, a pen and pad in hand. "Jesus," he will declare. "Bipolar disorder," I will tell him when he finally notices me. "She had to take a lot of pills." In time, he will simply sweep the shelves clean and go off with a garbage bag containing all the bottles. In the meanwhile, every so often, another police officer will arrive and ask my father about what happened. He tells the story again and again, always the same way. "What was there to think about all that time?" one cop will ask. My dad can have a hard way with his blue eyes, something he probably learned from his own father, a man he despised. "Officer, are you married?" "I am, Judge." "Then you know what there was to think about." "Life," he will answer. "Marriage. Her." The police will make him go through his account 3 or 4 more times, how he sat there, and why. His response will never vary. He will answer every question in his usual contained manner, the stolid man of law who looks out on life as an endless sea. He will tell them how he moved each item. He will tell them where he spent each hour. But he will not tell anybody about the girl. Part 1. 1. Chapter 1. Rusty, March 19th, 2007, 18 months earlier. From the elevated walnut bench a dozen feet above the lawyer's podium, I bang the gavel and call the last case of the morning for oral argument. People versus John Harnison, I say. 15 minutes each side. The stately appellate courtroom, with its oxblood pillars rising 2 stories to a ceiling decorated with rococo gildings, is largely empty of spectators, save for Molly Singh, the Tribune's courthouse reporter, and several young deputy PAs drawn by a difficult case, and the fact that their boss, the acting prosecuting attorney, Tommy Molto, will be making a rare appearance up here to argue in behalf of the state. A ravaged-looking warhorse, Molto awaits his turn at one of the lustrous walnut tables in front of the bench. On the other side, the defendant, John Harnison, convicted of the fatal poisoning of his roommate and lover, waits to hear his fate debated, while his lawyer, Mel Tooley, advances toward the podium. Along the far wall, several law clerks also await the argument, including Anna Vostok, my senior clerk, who will leave the job on Friday. At my nodding direction, Anna will ignite the tiny lights atop counsel's podium. Red, yellow, and green indicate the same thing they do in traffic. "May it please the court," says Mel, the time-ingrained salutation of lawyers to appellate judges. At least 70 pounds overweight these days, Mel still insists on wearing bold, pinstriped suits as snug as sausage casings, enough to instill vertigo, and the same lousy rug, which looks as though he skinned a poodle. He begins with an oily grin, as if he and I, and the 2 judges who flank me on the 3-judge panel that will decide the appeal, Marvina Hamlin and George Mason, are all the best of friends. I have never cared for Mel, a bigger snake than usual in the nest of serpents that is the criminal defense bar. "First," says Mel, "I can't start without briefly wishing Chief Judge Sabich a happy birthday on this personal milestone." I am 60 years old today, an occasion I have approached with gloom. Mel undoubtedly gleaned this tidbit from the gossip column on page 2 of today's Trib, a daily drumbeat of innuendo and leaks. It concludes routinely with birthday greetings to a variety of celebrities and local notables, which this morning included me. Rusty Sabich, Chief Judge of the State Court of Appeals for the 3rd Appellate District and candidate for the State Supreme Court, 60. Seeing it in boldface was like taking a bullet. "I hoped no one had noticed, Mr. Tooley," I say. Everyone in the courtroom laughs. As I discovered long ago, being a judge somehow makes your every joke, even the lamest, side-splitting. I beckon Tooley.